Hip-hop has historically been driven by the spirit of competition. Rappers have for years engaged in lyrical spars in an effort to impose supremacy over their contemporaries. R&B, though, is a different story. An elder to its hip-hop counterpart, R&B hasn't publicly reveled in that furious spirit that demands only one sit upon the throne. That is, until recently. Atlanta-based singer Jacquees dropped a video proclaiming himself to be R&B's new king for the new generation. This single statement has resulted in a social media uproar, with everyone from Jay Holiday to Halle Berry offering up their opinions on Queese's bold assertion. Throughout every debate and opinion, the one missing component is, of course, criteria. What are the makings of an R&B king? What attributes must one possess in order to vie for the crown? And once these mandates are compiled, does the current self-proclaimed king meet the requirements? Let's talk about it. The first requirement for any prospective R&B king is songwriting. Songwriting is a staple in R&B and sets those who possess the power apart from the pack. An R&B singer may have a ceiling to success, but a songwriter can transcend as many generations as his pen can carry him. The second requirement is production. A true R&B king not only thrives as a writer, but understands the magic in translating those words into song. In the words of singer-songwriter Tank, quote, "If you can't go in the studio by yourself and make a hit record, you're not my king," end quote. The third and final requirement is live performance. Once that hit is made and properly seasoned, it's a king's responsibility to show the world why that song matters in person. From stellar live vocal performance to captivating dances and interpretations, a king's respect is garnered from defending his crown before the masses like a fighter defends his belt before millions of viewers. With these requirements properly outlined, let's break down a few candidates for king. Keep in mind, these candidates will only be spanning the last 30 years, with one candidate per decade for a fair assessment. Legendary figures such as Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, etc. are R&B gods, and their places in history goes without saying. Now let's get to it. Candidate number 1, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. I once saw Babyface do a live show in which he accused the males in the audience of being upset with him over showing their women how to really be treated through song. He then broke out into a medley of his greatest songs written for multiple artists throughout the 90s. This collection included Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell, End of the Road and I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men, and My by Johnny Gill. In addition to his original collection, these hits and others make him an undisputed R&B king. In fact, when people boldly declare Bobby Brown as R&B's king, they're really referring to Kenny Edmonds, because the album You Love Most by Bobby was primarily written by Baby. Moving right along. Candidate number 2, R. Kelly. Acknowledging the musical accomplishments of Robert Kelly without getting tangled up in his personal transgressions is a tall task to say the least, but a necessary one if we're going to be truthful. Disclaimer aside, Kells is one of the most gifted songwriters and producers of all time. Not many artists can put their catalog up against his and see an equal. He is one of the few contemporary R&B artists to thrive in multiple eras, and amid the many scandals and accusations, this alone is quite a feat. Any lesser artist would have been through years ago, but the fact that he remains a relevant figure in the field speaks volumes to his musical greatness, however flawed the man may be. Candidate number 3, Chris Brown. Christopher Maurice Brown is perhaps the biggest casualty of Jacquees' audacious claim. A clear standout of R&B's new generation, Breezy has been putting in work since he was 15 years old. His debut album is arguably classic in hindsight, with 6 certified hits that catapulted the collection to 3 million copies sold worldwide. Of the kings mentioned here, he's the only one who encompasses the full spectrum of performance standards set by Michael Jackson and continued by the likes of Usher, among others. With 8 certified albums, 100 million plus records sold worldwide, and a thriving career sans former scandal, all before the age of 30, mind you, Chris Brown is the closest thing we have to R&B royalty today. So who do you think is the king of R&B? Does Jacquees have a point? Does he have enough longevity and accolades to back up such a bold claim? Or does he need more decorations on his belt before truly being able to hold the title? I will say this, as a personal onlooker to Jacquees' live performance at South by Southwest in 2016, his music and sound ended up going out, and Jacquees went out there with an acapella and was able to sing and carry that crowd until the sound issues were remedied. For nothing else, it might not make him king, but it damn sure does make him resourceful. And for that much, we do have to give him credit because without that statement, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation. So in a major way, thank you, Jacquees. You actually brought R&B back to the forefront of the conversation. And I believe that we'll hear better R&B in the future as a result of it. Thank you again for listening to this 5th edition of Hip Hop, History, and the American Dream. As always, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Also, be sure to follow Rudy P Magic on Spotify and other streaming services. Right now, I have the Joker's Wild tape up. You can take a listen to that. And if you like this instrumental in the back, the song is called Heels On, and it's on the Lady Project, which is also available on all streaming outlets. Thank you again for listening. This is Rudy P Magic of RudyPMagicBeats.com, and have a safe and happy holiday. Be well, family. Peace.